Hello, I'm Goose Milk. Welcome to my first commentary video. Today's video is going to be on how I would fix the mob vote. But before we can do that, we must learn the history of the mob vote. Back in 2017, Mojang decided to shake up its updates by trying something new. They decided to allow the community to choose what mob they wanted to add into the game. There were 4 different mobs that we as a community could choose from. The first one was called the Barnacle, which was a squid-like creature. The second one is called the Phantom, but back when it was in the mob vote, it was known as the Monster of the Night Skies. The third mob was a lizard-like creature known as the Great Hunger, and the final mob being a Blaze variant. The winner of the 2017 mob vote was the Phantom. In 2018, they changed it up by doing something called the Biome vote. But guess what? It was just another mob vote. Instead of looking at the biome, the community mainly paid attention to the mobs the biomes were bringing. The first biome that we had the chance of changing was the taiga biome, which adds the fox and sweet berries. The next biome was the desert, which adds palm trees, meerkats, and oases. Final biome being the savanna added baobabs, termites, and ostriches. The winner of the so-called biome vote was the taiga biome. In 2019, they tried another biome vote, but we'll skip over that since it was pretty much the same thing. In 2020, they went back to calling it the mob vote. The mobs that had a chance to be in the game this year were the Moo Bloom, which would have had a new flower and interact with bees, the Iceologer, which would be a hostile mob that hurls chunks of ice at the player, and the Glow Squid, which doesn't even glow. This mob vote was different though. It was only different because the vote was swayed by a certain someone called Dream, who wanted the Glow Squid to come out on top, so the winner of this mob vote was rigged for the Glow Squid. In 2021, the mob vote introduces the Glare, Allay, and Copper Golem. Each of these mobs were shown to add cool features. First up was the Glare. This mob spawned underground in caves and showed players where mobs would spawn if the area is dark enough. The next mob on the stage is the Allay. The Allay is a fairy-like mob that collects items that are on the ground. It would return these items to a note block when played. The final mob for the 2021 mob vote was the Copper Golem. This golem is a small robot that is attracted to copper buttons, which would have been added to the game along with the Copper Golem. The winner of this year's mob vote was the Allay. In the 2022 mob vote, the Sniffer, Rascal, and Tough Golem were introduced. Sniffer is an ancient mob that would dig around looking for seeds for the 2 new plants. The Rascal was kind of like playing a game of tag, because after finding it 3 times, it would drop you an item. Last of all, the Tough Golem, which was just a better looking item frame. The winner of the 2022 mob vote was announced to be the Sniffer. The Sniffer won by a landslide, winning over half the votes. The following year in 2023, Mojang introduced the newest contestants for the mob vote. The first one is the Crab. The Crab would have dropped its claw, allowing the player to reach farther distances. The next one was the Armadillo, which would have added a new wolf armor for tamed wolves. Final mob was the Penguin, which would allow the player's boat to move faster throughout the water. The winner of the most recent mob vote was the Armadillo. Now, as of recording this video, I realize that Mojang has completely gotten rid of the mob vote, but I'm still going to tell you how I would help them fix the mob vote. So the way I would fix the mob vote is by bringing back the losers in a big tournament. This tournament would have the losers from the past years, and they would all have new things so one thing a mob could bring with them as an item. For example, the Rascal could bring their game of hide and seek, but they could also drop their backpack, allowing the player to have more inventory space, which is something we as a community have been asking for many years. This tournament would have multiple winners. It would be more like 3 mini tournaments, so it would be split up by year. 2017 would be against 2020. 2021, 2022, and 2023 would all be against each other, and finally the biome vote years 2018 and 2019 would be against each other. I feel like this would have been a nice way to break up the mob vote every so often, so this is how I would have fixed the mob vote to give it a little bit more variety every few years. I know this is a short video, but if you enjoyed it, please consider a like and subscribe so I could hit 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.